Oh, that's nice. Oh, that was nice. Another little advert for Hobby Maker. Good evening, everybody. Right, there's quite a few of you there already, so let's just say hello to everybody on... In fact, no, before I say hello to everybody on the tube, let's just check that Facebook has caught up. It has. So let's try that and see if that works. Click to expand. Subtitles are already off, which is marvellous. So, hi Jackie, hi Sue, hi June. Oops. Subtitles are off. There we go. So, hi, let me just say hello to everybody. Hi Margaret, Christine. Have you got water, Christine? Annette, Christine again. Oh, hang on, Andreen. Oh, hang on, it's jumping the comments about everywhere. Hang on, come on, Facebook, get with the program. Hi, Susan, Brenda, Elvina, Maureen. It's jumping them about a bit. So let's just flick over to the tube. So, hi, Jane, Samantha, Margaret. Any guesses? Blah, blah, blah. Well, you'll have to wait and see. Angie. No, you're wrong, Jane. Anne, Shell, Petra. Oh, bless you, Petra. I won't worry about it. We're all the same here. We're all in the same boat, Petra. Hiya, Saz. Saz knows. Phill, Audrey, Carol. Oh, hang on. I'm saying the same thing to everybody. Anna, Jan, Pink Nix. What's your name? Nicola, hi. Paula, Sylvia, Brenda. Right, you're all jumping in. Ash. Hazel, bless you. Hazel's got the right idea. So Hazel says hi from Hazel when her name doesn't say Hazel. Right, so good evening, everybody. What a day I've had. What a day. I've literally not had a minute to just not had a minute. I was going to swear then, but I'm glad I didn't. So, hi, Susie, bless you. Hi, Rose, Janice, Lynn. Saz, are you live tomorrow night? People are asking. Right, Facebook seems to have caught up now, so that's good. It was shouting, Sandra. It's not actually showing me. No, it's gone again, Facebook. Oh, hang on, I think it worked. Oh, it did, it worked. Woo, woo. I can't scroll back though. Anyway, right, so good evening, everybody. I'll take that off. So you already know that it's the new releases. So just to give you all a little heads up, you can order tonight and we are shipping from tomorrow. So this is only a little release and complete transparency for you. These are early, much earlier than they were planned on being released. So it's a little bit of a bonus for you all because these should not have been released until the end of July. But I've released them early, A, because we've got the stock in the warehouse, and B, because there are others in the same vein coming later in the year, and I didn't want to bombard you with too much of the same thing. It makes more sense to me as a well, A, as a crafter, and B, as a manufacturer to give you things spread out, so it just makes more sense. So it gives you a chance to play with things before the next lot come. So you can pre-order from after the live is finished. Karen's away, but as soon as the live is finished, I will make everything live on the website and you are good to go. So just to remind everybody, for people who prefer to order over the phone, you can call the shop tomorrow after 12. We have a separate stock put aside for people who prefer to order over the phone. So if you can call the shop on that number after 12 o'clock tomorrow, it gives the girls a chance to get in, get set up and get organised before the phone starts going bonkers. So as I mentioned, it's just three little things. Three little things, but they're absolutely gorgeous. And you are getting these, like I say, nearly 2 months early. So I know. How good am I? How good am I? Giving you something 2 months early. I'm saying 2 months. It's not actually 2 months, but you need to pay for another holiday. No, it's already done. Not to worry, Chrissy. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Donna. Oh, bless you. What you like? Um, Donna, you look just like my friend from Australia. Anyway, so here we go, because I've got 3 demos to do. I am going to show you 3 brand new 8x8 3D embossing folders, and I'm going to show you them in order. Let me do this. These are absolutely stunning, and you all know that traditionally I release my 8x8 3D embossing folders when I release Floral Finery. But there are more folders coming later in the year, so I wanted you to get these now. And honestly, these are absolutely gorgeous. So this one is your Leafy Flourish, and this is an 8x8. As ever, we've got the printing on the folders because you all asked for that. So that just gives you a rough idea of what the design looks like. But this is what it looks like in real life. Oh my goodness, how gorgeous is this? So just on that little angle there that you can see, look, you've got at least three different depths on there. So the little small swirly bit is the highest, then you've got some leaves, then you've got some lower leaves, and then you've got the dots all in there. That's how that looks just in white cardstock. Let me just wiggle it so the light catches it. Oh my goodness. And you know I prefer to do embossing folders that you can use every day, week in, week out. So that's how it looks on plain white cardstock. Are you ready for this? This is what it looks like on our rose gold mirror card. Let me just show you the same angle again without you seeing the state of my hair. I'll try it. How absolutely stunning is this embossing folder? I'm trying not to dazzle you all, so apologies if you're getting blinded by the lights. So that is the first one. That is your Leafy Flourish. Now you know why I'm doing 3 demos. And the demos I've prepped really showcase the embossing folder designs. So that is the Leafy Flourish. The next one is... Well, this doesn't really show you much, does it? This one is called Sumptuously Quilted. Now, I had to do a quilted one. And don't get me wrong, there are loads and loads of quilted embossing folders on the market. So I've made mine slightly different. This is how it looks in real life. So if I just tip that on an angle, you can see that we've got different heights. So this one, look, is high. The one next to it is lower. High, lower, high, lower. So that's how that looks in plain white cardstock. I mean, it's stunning just in white cardstock. No getting away from it. But then, when I flick it over and show you it in the mirror card, you can see just how much depth there is on this folder. Oh my, I mean, come on. And because we've got 2 different heights of the quilted sections, it really does make the ones that are higher seem even higher. You'll all have shares in Aston Martin. So that is your Sumptuously Quilted. Next to the one from... I will do Samantha at the end. I've got to go and find it now. You do know that, don't you? It's nothing like it, Samantha, just so you know. These are all brand new designs. So that is your Sumptuously Quilted. And then the last one is your Rococo Elegance. So this is Rococo Elegance. Well, you already know before you even see this one embossed how beautiful this is going to be. So that's the design for Rococo Elegance. This is Rococo Elegance in white cardstock. I mean, look at the detail in that. That's just, it's off the scale. That's just plain, regular white cardstock. It's gorgeous. And then in the rose gold mirror card, let's just see if I can get you some really close-up detail. There you go. How about that? How about that? So that is your Rococo Elegance. So they are your 3 new 3D 8x8 embossing folders. And as I say, I'm always honest with you, should have been released at the end of July, but I'm doing them early because there is a new theme in embossing folders coming later in the year. And I didn't want to bombard you with loads and loads of embossing folders. You already know that mine are thicker than the average 3D embossing folders. That I'm also just going to show you, because I've changed the packaging for these. So we've got pretty new packaging for these as well, look. Not that you keep the packaging, but I wanted to show you because it's really pretty. And that's your Rococo Elegance. So I'm going to change it like I do the stamps every time we have a new release. So they are your 3 new 8x8 embossing folders. So the price, I've kept the price the same. So these are, I've kept them at last year's price, which is £10.99 each. Obviously on the website you'll be able to get them from me and from Julia. We will have the bundle with the discount, or you can get the individuals. So now you know why I've got 3 different embossing folders. These are absolutely stunning. This is why we've got 3 demos, because I wanted to showcase all 3 designs, because it's all very well seeing them on a bit of cardstock like this. What we actually want to see is them in situ when we're making cards with them. I mean, come on. I hope you can see the different depths in the detail in this. There you go. Look, how fab is that? Can you see? Look, that single leaf is higher than the one next to it, and that one is higher than the one next to it, and so on and so forth. They're just amazing. Amazing. So we are going to start with, I will do the cards in order of the folders that I've just shown you. So we're going to do Leafy Flourish first. Boom. Oh, we are, when I can find my prep. So these are all relatively simple cards. And I think for this kind of thing, simple cards are the way to go. Because you want to see all this gorgeous detail on your cards, don't you? Let's face it. They're all beautiful. I can honestly tell you, I couldn't choose a favourite from these. These will be on Hobby Maker. I'm not sure whether they'll be on my show next week or whether they will be in July. So I'm not sure whether it will be next week or whether it will be July, yeah? So here we go. Let's put this card together. So I've already made this into a little card blank, and this is smaller than what I normally do. So this is only, it's tiny, look. It's a 7x7 octagon using the double pierced octagon dies. And I've prepped all my demos in the same colourway so that when I've finished them all and I put them all side by side, you'll be able to see just how stunning these are. So we're going to start with the white piece and put that straight onto the card on foam tape. Debossed. Yeah, I think that's all right. Yeah, so these will be on Hobby Maker. I just don't know whether it will be next week because I'm back on Hobby Maker next week. So I don't know whether it's next week or whether I'll save them now till the end of July. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure whether the list has been done already for next week's show, so we shall see. So I'm purposely not going to ink through my folders, but I just want to show you when I was playing earlier. This was me playing earlier, and this is using the Speckled Egg Distress Oxide ink pad. So for anybody who doesn't know how to do this technique, I can't show you because I haven't got space on my desk to get my big machine on. But for anybody who doesn't know how to do this technique, you basically, put the ink on the smooth side of your folder. So your cardstock would be on this side. You ink the smooth side. If you're using Distress Oxides, I would recommend giving it a couple of spritz with water. Not loads, I did too much, which is why this ended up in the bin. And then run it through, and then take your embossing folder out of the machine, just hold it in place so that doesn't move, and reapply the ink, reapply the mist with water, and then run it through a second time. So it's not just about white cardstock and mirror card. It's about all the different inky techniques you can do. And then this was the first attempt. This is the one I did first. And this is with tea dye. And I loved the tea dye until I ran over it with the antique linen. And I didn't like the now normally, as you know, I love antique linen and tea dye together. But I didn't like antique linen on this. I should have left it white like that. But I mean, look how stunning that is. So that's a completely different look. That's a completely different look to the folder look and the mirror card. Clever and super easy to do. So let's get this on. I'm doing clean and simple. A, because I haven't had my tea yet. And B, because this really does showcase the cards with the embossing detail in situ. It's I do what's your real name? Offbeat Ephemera, I love that. I use the Big Shot Pro, Big Shot Plus, and I use with mine, just in case you don't know, I use the Raspberry Plate from the Grand Caliber. So I have the base platform, I have the embossing folder with the cardstock in it, and then I have the Raspberry Plate. In fact, I'll show you. I have the Raspberry Plate with a load and load of shims. Oh, I can't show you what's under that. Oh, I can, you've seen that. With a load of shims. That's what I use on my Big Shot Plus. You can use the Gemini plates. You can use the Gemini plates also, Susie. There you go. Right, so I'm just going to pop this straight on. And I'm using the same folder in two colours on this card, so it's going to be very, very pretty. So you can see I've got a strip. I'm just making sure I've got it the right way up. Got to stand up to do this to make sure it's straight. So this is a teeny tiny 7x7 card. Minute. Minute, and I've stuck that on and I shouldn't have. Let's see if I can get... No, I'm not, I'll leave it. I'm going to have to guess now. I should have put this on first before, but hey ho. Right, so I've got a couple of little... One of the things that's really good about embossing folders is using all your scraps of cardstock. For anybody who hasn't got this cardstock, this is the new Bluebell wood. And I'm using Bluebell wood for all of the demos for tonight's live. Bluebell wood and white is just stunning. It's really, really pretty. Now I should have stuck this on before I cut it, but it's fine. And this border die, you can't get this anymore, so I do apologise. But I am going to put this on at the back on both sides. Just so that it's hanging off the edge. Just make sure that's straight. And a little bit more white showing than that. Love the green one. I'm just trying to catch up with your comments just while I'm sticking bits on. So one of the advantages of using two different colours of cardstock with the same folder is if you're very, very clever, not like me, you can try and line it up quite well so that it looks like a continuation of the same folder, of the same run through the machine. But I'm not that clever, and I'm not that patient either. So let's just make sure this is straight, and it's not. Does that look the same? No, it does not. Bear with me. It's Leonie's favourite words, bear with. I don't know why I'm doing it from the back. No comments. That's more like it. I've just seen a bit in there. So I'm just going to let that dry for a second. Let me get a drink just while I let that set just for a second. And look how different it looks in a coloured cardstock. Isn't it clever when you see it in a different coloured cardstock? And I'm not doing anything else to this. Actually, you know what? I think I will. I think I'll use the white over the top just to give us a little bit of a shadow. So this is just picket fence distressing, and that just accents the higher parts of the folder. Can you see that? I'll bring it in. I'm just trying to be a little bit rougher with it. Oh, there you go. You can see that really well. How about that? I wasn't going to do that, but... Sandra. Hi, Jean. Hi to everybody who's jumped on Facebook. So that's that. I've now got to try and get this straight. So I'm going to do it on my guillotine. That'll teach me for trying to get jobs done quickly, won't it? And I've got loads of stuff all on my guillotine. Of course I have. I'll show you. Oh, I can't show you that yet. I will later. So I'm just going to chop the top to make the top straight. And it should just be a little bit wider than the central panel, yeah? So now I just need to see how low I need to go. And that is, would you Adam and Eve it, 16.2. 16.2. I'm going to do 16.1. Right, so we've now got our central panel. And the central panel should be wider than the centre part of the octagon. That's exactly how I wanted it. Oops. Well, actually, Jan, let me just show you. So Jan's saying she loves the look that picket fence gives you. It's very soft. That's probably why we're drawn to it. I might take another... No, that's exactly how I wanted it. But if I just show you... Let me see if I can show you with the Very Perry. Get some kitchen roll. Because I was playing with the colours earlier, you can see, look. And the Very Perry is a stronger, almost bluebell colour. Oh, I've made a right mess of that, but you get the idea with the colour. So the Very Perry on the bluebell cardstock gives you a darker colour of bluebell. It looks really, really clever. Looks nice. So let's just get this central panel on, and then we'll get the glitter on whilst we do the other jobs. This is only number one, don't forget. Hi, Jan. So let's just get this on. and then we can add the glitter. It's ages since I did any edger dyes. I think it's time I did some new ones. You just can't get them anymore, which I know is an absolute nuisance. So glitter first. And I am going to do all the way. I've got the wrong glasses on. I'm sure somebody shouted at me, change your glasses, Phil. That's better, I can see what I'm doing. So all the way around. And what about that? And what a bonus. So a bonus that you get in them early, and a bonus that you don't even need to wait. The stock's already in the warehouse, so the girls at the shop are going to be busy tomorrow, I think. So we can immediate dispatch, which I think is marvellous. So I'm putting this on first, and then I'm going to put that central panel on. And I've made the central panel with the borders slightly wider, as I mentioned, than the centre part of the octagon. So yes, it's an octagon, but we're going to separate the sections. And it gives you a different look to your octagon dies. Make sure I've got the top. So that's the top. And this is a really quick and easy card to do. Oh, I noticed Saz as well. When Saz was doing her live on Tuesday, I thought, oh, isn't she organised? Saz had a little tub for her bits. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, Saz. Look. I thought, oh, look at Saz showing off. Putting all the bits in a little tub. I thought, oh, that looks nice and neat. Why am I not doing that? And I'm pretty sure you've probably told me before. Yeah, I don't know why you've not been to the shop. I'm there on Wednesday. I'm there every other Wednesday for classes. Right, so just pop this central panel on. And I know I'm going to cover that glitter up. I've just got to make sure that this is the same either side. Make sure it's straight. Well, it's not quite straight, but it won't matter. And then we're just going to glitter this. I'll do this as quick as I can. Doesn't need to be neat because it's Diamond Dazzle, so we're back to the Diamond Dazzle and not the Diamond Dust. So I'm just roughly going around the edge of these little loopy things. You would take a bit more care than I have, and I'm trying to make sure I get all 3 demos done. So now we've got the white background look with the bluebell wood foreground. It looks really, really pretty, and it's a good way to use your scraps of card, because I quite often have strips this size from my matting and layering from when I prepped other cards. So let's just pop that there, pop that to one side, and let's get the flowers done. Oh, it's nearly done, Brenda. Let me just tell you, Brenda, what we're debating is how deep the box needs to be. Because if it holds too many of my folders, it will be too heavy for you to all move around. So that's what we're doing at the minute. We're just debating how many to hold. Now, of course, 8x8 paper packs and 8x8 embossing folders are quite heavy if you have too many in a box. So I'm just trying to work out what a good number is. Right, so I'm just going to quickly shape these flowers. Don't you love that colour? Now, you know I'm a fan of blues anyway, but this is like it's a proper bluebell colour. It really reminds me of bluebells. Turn them over. These are from Floral Finery Series 2. These flowers. We're not long off Series 4, just to prepare you. Just to prepare you for that. Your storage doesn't move, yeah. It's not. I don't think it was so much about the moving them around, Brenda, as the weight on people's shelves. I don't want your messaging me saying my shelves have collapsed. But we're not far off. So let's just pop that on, pop that on. This won't take 2 minutes to do. And then the pearls I chose for this, which may surprise you, are pink and blue. I know, not what you expected me to use, but when I was checking the colours earlier, it looked really pretty. My instinct is to put white pearls or crystal gems, but I changed my mind. You do need the colour of this cardstock. Remember, it's available in the linen as well. So I've used the regular cardstock for this, not the linen. And I'm just going to give you a little heads up. So all the folders that have flat spaces in, like this, the linen cardstock is going to look absolutely stunning with it, because all this is going to be linen. I've purposefully used the plain one. Now the gems, do you want to go? No, it's not that one, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. It's Rainbow Dreams. So for the gems, I've chosen these, look, which are actually pink and blue, but they look really pretty with the blue bellwood cardstock. So these are called Rainbow Dreams ombre pearls. And I've done my usual thing where we've got too much glue in the centre, so when you push that down, it oozes around the pearl, and that will give us our lovely glittery ring, because we all love a glittery ring. And then I've just got the foliage to do, which won't take 2 seconds. I told you I've had one of those days, so nothing got pre-prepped. They're staying as they are. They're staying as they are. No glitter on the foliage. These are from the Whimsy Foliage. I don't know whether you can still get these. These were from Floral Finery Series 3, Whimsy Foliage. Actually, I do need to put glitter on this one. Just bear with me a sec. I'm just going to put it on roughly. Just so we've got a little bit of bling coming from the white foliage. And then the last one. As the weather changed for everybody, it's very muggy. My head's been fuzzy all day, on top of having a rough day. So that's the flowers and that. I'm just going to put them to one side, and now we're just going to stamp our sentiment. So for this, I am using not that one, that's the wrong set. That's the wrong set also. Oh dear. That's the wrong set. Hang on everybody. Hang on. Oh, are these them? This is them. It's the right set. Oh, no, it's not. It's the right set, but it's the new set. So I'm not using the new set. Right, who's been in my stamps? Who's not put them back where they belong? Could it be me? Could it be me? I think it probably was. Is that not just the most annoying thing ever? Oh, here they are. That's the same set. Honestly, if you're watching me for the first time, it's not always like this. Right, I'm going to find a different sentiment set. Where's from the heart? Bear with me, everybody, because I can't find my... Oh, there they are. I knew I'd got them out earlier. I knew I'd got them out. I've just not put them back where they should have been. Like that one. I'm just looking for the right words. There we go. Got there in the end. Sorry about that. Oh, right. So now we'll stamp the sentiment. And I'm going to use the Very Perry, which is darker than Bluebell Wood, but it's a really nice contrast. And I'm going to have... Oh. This is what happens when you don't put your stamps back, everybody. So we're going to have Sent with Lots of Love for You. That's nice. And I can make it a long sentiment then. So Sent with Lots of Love for You. And I'm going to stamp it on the long side so that I can snip that out. So just so you know, I've got Wisteria Purple here. I'm going to stamp both and show you, because Wisteria and Very Perry both work quite nicely with the Bluebell cardstock. And they also work nice when you use them together. So that's Very Perry look, which is almost perfect. Yeah. Wisteria is a darker purple. I'm just going to stamp it so you can see it. So Wisteria is a dark purple look. But if you use the two together, you get a lovely mix of the shades. So you get a lighter shade of that and a darker shade of that. Right, let's get this cut out. That's gone in the bin. I'm going to snip this and make it smaller. Chop that on an angle up this way. No, that way. I was right the first time. And I've left this longer on purpose because it's going to get tucked underneath my flowers. And then I'm just going to pop this. I'm not going to ink it around the edge or anything. It's going straight onto some of the scrap Bluebell Wood cardstock to give me that little border. And now you see when I put it next to the Bluebell Wood how nice that little duo is. There we go. And now we'll put this card together and then get cracking on the next one. I like to show you the difference in the ink pads because sometimes it's tricky. Like if you look at that, this is obviously darker than it is on the packaging. So it's nice to be able to show you these things in real life. You know when you have one of those days where everything just goes Pete-tongue? That's what I've had today. Most of you know that I've got more than one computer in my craft room, so I do certain jobs on certain computers and I have to move my hard drive between one because there isn't a connection. So I've got some work on my computer here, the one that I use all the time for my designing and everything. I've got some on there, but I had to take my hard drive out of this one to put it into the other one. So I did that. And then when I came to plug my hard drive back into this computer, I had to take it off the stand and it unplugged the power. Luckily, it had done an auto save. But I'm like, really? What next? What next? Right, let's get this put together. Told you it was a quick and easy one. Even if I've made it look more complicated than it really is. I can't blame Gene. It'll take a one. Rainbow Dreams pearls. We've got new. Well, I shouldn't really tell you that, should I? Karen will blame me. So I'm just going to pop the flowers on down the bottom. Is Chrissy back or is she still on the phone? I just wondered if she was any better. So I'm just popping the flowers on. And I'm taking them just a little bit higher than the bottom. Foliage next. Yeah, that's the right one. And then I'm going to just move that a sec, because I want that just there. And then the two little ones can go in after the sentiment. So let's see if I've gone too... No, I have gone too far, so I'm just going to snip a little bit extra off. It's possibly Helen, I'm not sure. I think Very Perry is from the release before. I know that Wisteria is one of the new ones. Somebody might correct me, but somebody might correct me because I can never remember. So I'm just popping this on some foam, not foam tape, on some glue gel. I'm going to tuck that in there. Just make sure that's straight. It is. And then I'm just going to pop the extra little foliage in. But I want them the opposite way around. So that one's curling that way, so I want this one curling that way. Oh, I think I'll have it there actually. So this is nearly done. So if you have a go at this card, just remember, don't do what I did. Pop your centre panel on and then trim it so you don't end up with that at the bottom. Luckily this will just be in the shop for display. I can't send this to anyone because it's not perfect. But this now shows you the leafy flourish. I mean, I absolutely love the leafy flourish. It's stunning. Shows you the leafy flourish in situ in a card, on a card. And this is the best way to see how they work for us. Demo number 1 is done. Simple, easy, quick and easy, but it looks so pretty. Get that on there. So demo number 1 is done. Let's just do a little close-up. Wisteria was the latest, yeah, so Perry is from the one before then. So that is your number 1 with the new leafy flourish and the bluebell wood cardstock, and that is a little 7x7 octagon shaped card. So that's number 1 done. I'm going to get a drink and we're going to crack on with the next one. And the next one is using the sumptuously quilted embossing folder. Now wait till you see this in real life. Oh, Chrissy, I was just asking if you were any better, Chrissy. So now we've got another small card. Another small card. Who is this person? Where's Phill Martin and what have you done with him? So same colour again. I thought using the same colourway for each of these cards was a good way to show you how different they all look once you've got them embossed. Super easy as well. Crikey, we're 50 minutes in already. I'm saying it's quick and easy and it's took me ages to make it. Can send it to you. Oh, bless you. I used to give my cards away that were made on the lives. I don't know why we stopped doing that. I think it just got too much of a big job. It looks pretty and easy and quick, and that's exactly how it should be, Wendy. The longest thing for that was doing the die cutting. And that's the whole point. See, I can do quick and easy. Right, so I'm now using the double pierced rectangles dies. I haven't made this into a card blank yet, so I'm going to do that first. So let's just pop that on there and turn that into a card blank. I nearly did it the wrong way. That would have been annoying. And this is going to be a vertical card now. If somebody reminds me in a minute, before I start putting this card together, just remind me to show you the other thing that I was working on for this. I didn't like it in the end, but then after I'd prepped this, I did like it, but it was too late. So let's just make this into a card blank. And one of the advantages, I mean, you know I'm always banging on about this, A4 dies are not just about matting and layering, they're for making your card blanks. And this is a really teeny tiny, in fact you can barely see this card. It's so small, and it is tiny, look. So it's 8 by 5.5, 8 by 5.5, this card. It's practically invisible. So I'm going to pop that to one side and just let that dry for a second. So we've got the, let me just show you this. If I look at that, if I put that on that angle, look at the detail in that folder. It's amazing. It's really hard for me to show you the sumptuously quilted. You need to have this in front of you to be able to see it. But if I come closer and just, can you see, look now, where we've got some that are really juicy and plump, and then the next one next to it is a level down, and then all the beaded sections are very high. It's absolutely stunning, this. I can't wait for you to use this. And then on the back, look, it's just as nice on the back. Obviously it's dequilted, but then your little 3mm pearls will slot into them little sections. So we're just going to pop that straight onto here. I'm not putting any ink on it or anything. I'm leaving it as plain white card. We all get bogged down with trying to make embossing folders do lots and lots of different things, and it's good that they do, but sometimes it's good to just use them as they are meant to be. So this is going on flat onto another piece of the bluebell wood, and because this is so quilted, in fact, if I just show you the side look, just get that down a bit, oops, it's so quilted, I'm having a job to make that stay. So I'm going to chuck it underneath my mat while that's drying. So the cardstock's drying, the card blank's drying. This can have foam tape on it just whilst we wait. So Norma, if you, Saz, are you still there? So Norma, we have lots of American customers who come to us direct, American, Canadian, Australia, well, all over the world. And we will ship direct. Now, obviously, because of the current situation with the president and all these tariff things, it's made it trickier. However, we will still ship to you direct, but you need to message my sister. If you message my sister, yeah, if you... Saz, can you just put Karen's email address on for me on the comments? So if you just email my sister, she will get you sorted out. Now, she's on holiday until Wednesday, so it might be Wednesday or Thursday before she replies to you. Right, so that's that. This little lattice is from Allure in the Ornate Frames collection. So this is the center. Thanks, Saz. This is Allure. I can't even say it, but you get the drift. So I'm just going to use my little dinky glue, and I'm just going to pop this straight on. And I have got to do this. I'm sorry, because I don't want it sticking up. Don't want it sticking up. Not words you thought I'd say. So I'm very aware that I've done back-to-back new releases for you. So after next week, you have got a bit of a gap. This is just a small one, and this is literally just because I was planning. I was looking at my schedule and I was thinking it's just too much to do all in one go. So I'm just going to pop this onto the white counterpart. And just while that's there, just while that's just setting, you know I love a lattice. So when I was prepping this card earlier, I'm just going to show you what I was prepping, because I was going to do this as a landscape card. I'm not now, but I was going to. And I did this. Ignore the cutouts. I did this with the... this lattice here is from the panels, Honestly, you'd think I'd know what my things were called by now, wouldn't you? Here it is. I'm just showing you this because I decided against it, and I'll tell you why. So this is from the grand panels. So the lattice is the largest lattice from the grand panels, yeah? And I cut the bluebell wood cardstock. I thought, oh, I know, I'm going to have a lattice on one end, this end, and then I'm going to have a section there with the embossing folder on. However, when I did it, it must have moved in the machine. Can you see it goes off on a tangent? And I couldn't be bothered to do it again, so I changed my mind. Oops, I've just pinged that on. So pop that there, that's nearly dry. My embossing folder, oh look at this folder. Look at this folder, and honestly, it doesn't need anything doing to it, this. Can you see? I can't wait for you to get this home. Right, so before I stick this on, I'm going to pop the foam tape on, because I'm aware that time is ticking and we have still got another card to make after this. And I'm loving using the bluebell wood. I had to resist using the burnt sienna, because I love the burnt sienna cardstock so much that I've only got about 15 sheets left. So when I'm at the shop on Wednesday, I'll be raiding the cardstock stores. So prepare yourself. Oh good, I'm glad she sorted it. When I cut out the lattice with shiny old glitter card, I keep the squares for decoration. Excuse me, it's not just you, I don't do it. Yeah, it's on the one, Chrissy. I don't do it, but I can see why you would. Right, so before I pop that on, I've got my extra bits here. So this is a piece of cardstock from when I was doing the matting and layering for this. I'm going to pop that on with foam tape. You won't believe how much of this stuff I get through in a week. I'm going to show you something new at the end as well. Is there a new release next week as well? There is, Helen, yes, I'm afraid. There is. But then you've got a break for a bit. At least this is only a little one. Last week's was only a littleish one. Get a drink. My throat's as dry as a bone. So when I was prepping this, I've just shown you what I was going to do with the lattice, and then I had another idea. Because this is quilted, I'm not doing this tonight, but I'm going to give you the idea just so that you've got that in your memory. So with the quilted one particularly, it looks fabulous if you turn it into a gift. So if I've got another bit of, let me just get another bit of bluebell card. How wide is that? About that. So if you do this, look, it looks fabulous as a gift, and then you can put whatever you want, a big flower or whatever in the center, and this works particularly well with the quilted one, look. And remember, you can use that for Christmas as well. I'm not doing that tonight, but I just wanted to show you. I like to give you as many ideas as I can whilst I'm in the zone. In the zone. So I'm going to pop this just down here, so about 3/4 down. I'm going to try and avoid getting that on the wonk again. There we go. Now that can go on my card. I wanted to do that first. Because lessons learned the hard way. So let's pop this onto here. It's another clean and simple card. This is clean and simple for me. And this will make you laugh, because when I was prepping, because obviously what you see there, that's normally a third or a fifth of what I actually normally use. Just bring that down a little bit. It's perfect. And then that can go on the card and get glittered. I will read back through your comments later, and I will do a recap of the folders at the end. They will be live after the live, so they will be live on the website after the live has finished. They will be shipping from tomorrow. which is a little bit of a bonus because normally you have to do a pre-order. So even if they are on my Hobby Maker shows next week, you will already have them. I don't know whether they are or not. Not yet. They're called Smoothies, Jackie, but you can't get, I don't think you can get them anymore. But Jackie, hang fire. Jackie, without me giving too much away, hang fire. Hang fire a little bit. In the interim, Jackie, get yourself a sheet of cut and dry foam. Or whatever the version is we've got on our website now. I think it's a Cadence one. Oh, no, trap my finger. Right, so I'm just going to pop the glitter on, and then that can be drying just whilst we're doing the next part. So for those of you that don't know this, I tend to favour adding glitter to the back layer of my cards rather than at the top. So it sparkles at the back, but it doesn't overpower all the embellishments and things that you put on the top of your card. That's just a personal preference. And I could, if I'd got time, but I haven't. Have I got time? I might have. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Because I think I've got time to do it, so I'm going to do it. So I knew when I put this embossing folder together, I already knew that we would put pearls and gems on these little dots. But you know what I'm going to do now, don't you? I will do them all, but it won't take me long. I promise it won't take me long. And it's definitely wise to do this with your small glue bottle rather than the big one. Now some of this will be covered up, but at the risk of not putting it where it needs to be, I am going to do them all. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves while I'm just doing this. It will be worth it. And just so you know, if you do the ink technique on this folder, what happens is the lines underneath the quilted sections are what will have the ink, and it does actually look quite nice. If I have time to do this over the next few days, I will do it and show you in the Facebook group. The design team, as ever, have worked super quick for me, because I only told them, was it Thursday or Friday, Saz, that I told you all that I was going to release these today. So the design team have literally had a couple of days to do their samples. So they'll be able to share some photos in the Facebook group after the live. But they won't have the fancy frame around them yet because Kieran's away. And I ain't had time. So the majority's done. It won't take me long now. I'll shout and wake you up when I've finished. It will be worth it, I promise. And I have noticed that this little small glue pot, you don't tend to get the stringy bits that you do on the bigger pots. which pleases me immensely. Right, let's see if I can do this without sticking my finger in any. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 that's just stunning. And cheaper than using all your gems and pearls. You imagine this as a Christmas card in the claret or the... Oh, that's just so pretty. I'll just make sure I've not missed any. No, I don't think I might have missed that one. Let me just show you this. How pretty is that? Do you know what Patricia's put? Patricia's put on Facebook, are you trying to boost your pearl sales? But do you know what? We've hardly got any left. I really shouldn't try and boost the pearl sales. Right, so just while I give that a second to dry, we'll shape the flower. There is only one flower on this card, which I know is shocking. Just one flower. Again in the same colour cardstock. It's the same flower. I've used the same sets of dies for each demo. I think the next one might be an exception. I think there's more on the next one. But I am going to show you something that you've not done before on the next demo. Or I at least don't think I've done it before on a live. So let's just make this into a flower. Prepare yourself for Floral Finery 4 because it's stunning. Prepare yourself for the, I don't even say it, the Christmas release because it's stunning. And I rearranged my holidays to make sure that I could do the Christmas shows when everybody else was this year. So let's just pop that in. I'm going to use the same pearl, which is that one, Rainbow Dreams. So that little hint of pink works really nicely with this bluebell cardstock. And then I've got to glitter my ring. And then just while that's on, I will add the glitter to the foliage. Just these white ones. I'm not glittering the coloured ones. And I think I'm just going to do this the quick way. Just to save a bit of time. I would normally use my brush glue for that, as you know, but I'm trying to be quick. Or quicker. So a little bit of glitter on that. So just so you know, so you're prepared for it, these new embossing folders are meant to last until this time next year. I don't think they will. So I've just got my twiddly bits. I've got 2 balloons on here as well. And I am just going to turn them round and just very softly give them a little bit of a curve. Just softly, I don't want it too much. And I will add a little bit of glitter onto the side that's going to be seen. That's my stomach rumbling. If you heard it, I apologise. Right, let's get this card put together. And the beauty of these demos is, I don't need that. The beauty of these demos is it shows you different styles, quick and easy cards, but different styles. And all of them would work with all of the embossing folders. Christmas shows are in June, yeah. So let's just make sure I've got that the right way, because there is a top and a bottom. There it is. So again, I'm just doing this with glue gel, more for squidging it down and getting it just a little bit higher than that border. I'm not putting any glitter in this. I'm going to pop that dead center and just squish it down a bit. Make sure it's level. It is level. Then the flower's going on next. I love doing demos like this. Why don't I do it more often? Chrissy, you need to tell me. Tell me to do simple cards a bit more. I'm not very good at simple cards, I must admit. I struggle with simple or quick and easy. Right, so the balloons are going on last. So I'm going to pop the foliage in the order that it needs to go on the card. Just make sure I've got that the right way, yeah. Made that cack-handed, didn't I? Next one. I've got glitter glue on that now. Christmas week is, no, it's at the end of the, when is Christmas? I'm a bit mixed up. Christmas is the end of the month for us, I think. I'm going to ask Saz if Saz can remember. I'm a little bit mixed up now. Saz, can you remember? Because I've got a different new release next week. And then I think, I can't remember. Just bear with me. Let me get this card finished. So I'm just popping the foliage in first. I've still got a little sentiment to do. So big balloon first. I'll check for you and let you know about the Christmas release, because I don't know whether I've got mixed up, which wouldn't be the first time, I've got to say. So I'm just going to tuck that in there. And that one next to it. The balloons are from the Celebration Numbers set. Oh, sugar. I'll try not to swear. That's higher than I wanted it to be, but it'll be alright. Got too much glue gel on. And then just got the twiddly bits to put in, and then I've just got a sentiment to pop on here. And I am going to use the new mini ticket tape tastic. Now everybody should have started having their replacement terrifics. Oh, I've done that wrong as well. What's going on for do you know what? I wish I'd never got up this morning. I should have stayed in bed. It's been one of those days. The glue gel's melting, I'm melting, everything went Pete tongue. So one underneath and one above. Yeah, that's fine. I managed to salvage that bit that had the extra glue on. Right, I'm just going to stamp the sentiment. I was on holiday last year, Linda, you're absolutely right. So Christmas is normal. Can you go away for 6 months? I wish I could afford to, Chrissy. I was away in July last year when it was, in June last year, when it was the Christmas release, which is why I, just get some white card. Which is why I changed my holidays this year, so that we could do Christmas at the right time. Happy birthday. I'm just going to have happy birthday on this. And I am using the new mini ticky tape tastic, but I am going to chop off the stitching. I will use the same colour cardstock, ink, which is the Very Perry. Clean that. Oops. I'm going to put that back because these are small. I don't want to lose it. And then I'm just going to snip that out using my big scissors. Christmas used to be in July, Elaine, but for some reason it's ended up. It can't. What date is it next week, Helen? What date's next Wednesday? So I am just snipping these off. That's me making the most of the card, look. And I am going to snip the border, the stitching borders off. So this is going to be the most dinky teeny tiny sentiment ever. And it's just another reason why I love the mini ticket tape tastic, because we've now gone from a stitched sentiment to a really teeny tiny one. And I'm going to snip that in half again. And then we're going to pop this on. Go away. I'm choking. Go away for 6 months. Chance will be a fine thing. Right. I'm not doing it next year. I'm just so you know. Next year I am doing back to my normal holiday times. So we're gonna have. Oh, hang on. Happy birthday. Shall I have them on the flower? Now I quite like it. You might not, but I do. Or shall I have it at the side here? I never do that. Let me just bear with me while I'm faffing. I ain't got time to faff. Nope, they're going on the flower. So this is tricky. Now you probably don't like to do this, but I do like popping the teeny tiny sentiments on my flowers. Again, it's a personal preference thing. Happy. I've just stuck my finger right in it. Happy birthday. Oh, it looks lovely. Let me just clean my fingers. It's the 10th next Wednesday. Right, I'm a little bit mixed up then, so I'll check my show times and let you know, because I'm not sure. I don't normally do 2 shows back to back, but maybe I am. I'm not sure. So let me just bring that in and show you that close up. And this is your sumptuously quilted new 3D embossing folder. So we've got, oh, it's just so pretty, this card. But so was the other one. Do you see what I mean about these folders? This is why I like to do embossing folders that we're going to use day in, day out. Because these are going to be your workhorse embossing folders. They really are. Look at that. It's stunning. So that's demo number 2, done and dusted. So number 2 is done. So that's where we're at, look. 2 completely different cars, but both designs would work with each. And now we're going to do something completely different. So this one has more flowers on than the others. But I am going to show you a brand new thing that I don't think I've ever shown you before. Before I get to that stage, let me just make this into a card blank. I would normally have done this ahead of time, but I told you I've had a day from you know where. So I never got a chance. So let's just make this into my card blank. And I'm going to be honest with you, I've actually really enjoyed sitting and crafting with you all, well, for you all, because it's been a proper mofo day. So turn this into a card blank. For anybody who hasn't seen me do this before, I can't recommend our big double pierce dies enough, or any of my A4 die sets, because it's your card blanks done as well. So just remember, if you're using the double pierced for card blanks, please make sure that the piercing is face out on the back. So make sure it's finished on the back with the piercing the right way. Stick the 2 layers together, and then don't press it down or do anything with it. Let the glue do its job. So just pop it to one side and let the glue dry. As soon as you start pressing it, that's when it starts to get bumpy, and nobody wants a bumpy one. So that's 2 demos down. I'm just going to see if Chris has said it. Petra, they'd be perfect for everything. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Catherine. I do love the little mini ticket tape-tastic stamps. 22 years ago since you went on holiday. Oh, bless you, darling. Hi, Jenny. Right, so we're going to crack on with this. So there's a little bit more to do to this one, so I'm going to speed up a little bit. And this is going to be the simplest. This is the Rococo Elegance on there, as you can see. This is going to be the simplest demo ever. The only thing that's time consuming is the foliage. Now, if I'd have had time, I would have done this ahead of time, but I haven't, so I do need to do it now. So apologies if you're bored. So this is the, oh, I've just ripped that, not to worry. So do this in order. Let's do this in order. It's all, you know my motto, details. It's all in the details. Everything we do is special because of the details. The kind of things that we make as crafters cannot be replicated in a factory. They just can't. So AI's got no chance. Factories have got no chance. This is why we do what we do. So I am speeding up. Apologies if I make you dizzy, but it's 100% worth it. Remember, if you're watching on YouTube, to give me a thumbs up, please. The more thumbs up I get on YouTube, the more it gets seen, I think. I think it was Rob that told me that. I ain't seen Rob for ages. Where is he? Must be at work. So they're done. The foliage is staying as it is, so that's just staying in bluebell wood. The flowers, I will do one at a time. So there are more flowers on this, but I'm doing exactly the same thing to them as I did the others. This is a really good way to showcase the embossing folders with the same embellishments as the rest of each card, so it makes them work harder for you. I'm showing off now, look, doing 2 layers at a time, I know. You can imagine what my craft room's like when I'm prepping my demos for TV. So that's one. All these little 8x8 mats that I've got here, I've usually got them all lined up in a row with the respective embellishments for each demo on them, and you have to be careful where you step. I'm fast running out of space in my room at home. So these flowers, as I mentioned, are from Floral Finery Series 2. I've battered that one a little bit too much, sorry about that. I've got no idea if they're still available or not. These are the ones that have the debossing lines at the end of the... There you go, look. Oh, you can just see, look. It's got the debossing detail at the end of the petal. And it's details. You know, details are my thing. So number 2 done. I think there are 5 flowers on this card. Oh no, 4. Oh, you've got off lightly. Got off lightly. This one's quite small. I'm just going to do it super quick. I wouldn't normally give 3 layers to a small flower like this, but it did need it to match the others. And the next one, and then the stamen. So this is the last demo, and then we will get on with... Oh, hang on, I've just pushed that round the wrong way. That's it, thank you very much. And then we will get on with the... I'll do a recap of the folders, and then I'll let you go and do what you need to do. So same pearls, big, medium, medium. Nice glittery ring. Oops, come back. And you can see I've got my little banner for the sentiment. Just got the big flower to do. So this is a big mahoosive one. This is the biggest one that I do. I would normally spend time glittering the individual bits on the stamens, on the larger ones. But I am aware that we are now at 8:30. And this colour cardstock, beautiful. The more I use bluebell wood, the more I absolutely love it. And I think it's because it's like it's not lilac, it's not blue, it's like, well, it's bluebell, it's both. It's beautiful. I know that was showing off. Look, that's glue on all 3 layers. There we go, you would never know, look. They always remind me a little bit of dahlias, these dies. Obviously not as many layers as a dahlia, but could be if you wanted them to. Right, now for the next part, just while this is all drying, for the next part you need your brayer. And I'm not going to do it with ink, we're going to do it with glue. I know. So let me just give you some advice before I do this. I'm just going to pop that to one side, love. We're going to use the brayer with glue on top of the Rococo Elegance embossing folder. Now, if you're going to have a go at this, yeah, there's a couple of tips I'm going to give you. If you do it, I'm just going to choke. That's Chris's fault. I'm going to blame Chrissy for that. If you want lots and lots of glitter, use the debossed side, because the debossed side of Rococo Elegance is absolutely stunning. Can you see all the veiny detail in these swirls? There you go, look. So the debossed side gives you a larger smooth surface area in which to apply your brayer, be it with ink or with glue, whichever. On the other side, this Rococo, can you see the different dimensions and depth we've got in here? So the glue is only going to hit the highest points. Now I already know, because I've designed this, that the highest points are like the flicks on the foliage and the center parts of some of these swirls. So we're going to get glue evenly, or relatively evenly, without the faff of trying to do it with a direct with the brush glue. So I could have done with a bigger mat. Where's my other mat? Oh, here we go. I'm going to do it on the big mat. Apologies if this dazzles you a bit, you'll just have to bear with for a second. So I've got my dirty grungy brayer up. So if you're going to have a go at this, I would always recommend, as long as you've known me, I've always said this, always have more than one brayer. One brayer for your dirty jobs. You can see, look here, where we've got dirty ink and stuff where you just can't clean it. So one for your dirty jobs and one for your nice clean jobs. This is a dirty job, okay? And I'm going to put glue. I should have done it from my brush glue really, but I'm going to do it this way just in case anybody hasn't got the brush glue. So I'm just squeezing a load of glue on there. That's probably enough. In fact, that's probably too much. I'm going to turn that sideways so I can brayer that way. You need a couple of mists of water with this. I did 6 there, which is probably too much. I wouldn't do 6, everybody. 6 was too much. Let me just add a little bit more glue to that. Oh no, I might get away with it. Just so you know, 6 was too much. Just only do 4. Just do 3 or 4 sprays with the water. I'm just going to see if I can make it a bit thicker. This is one of those things as well that once you've done it, or if you're going to do it, it's worth doing 2 or 3 in a row. So I'm just using my brayer. You can see, look, I've got the glue on my brayer. You just have to be careful not to get too much on. So just reel it off and then roll over your embossed piece. Now I can see, you probably can't, but I can see that this is hitting exactly the areas that I told you. Don't waste all this. It's worth doing more than one at a time. Now, there's no way on earth you would be able to do this manually without a brayer. You just wouldn't be able to do it because the brayer is stopping the glue going into the wrong places. And this would work very well on the sumptuously quilted embossing folder, people. So I'm just gonna, oh sugar, I'm gonna do this with Diamond Dazzle, but it would look just as good with Diamond Dust. And this is, I don't know whether I've shown you how to do this before. I'm surprised if I haven't, but there you go. You can actually see, can't you? So all the high raised points on this folder are now sparkling like you wouldn't believe. And this works particularly well with the quilted folder. Now remember, I showed you on the quilted folder that some of them are high and some of them are low. Which is the right way up? Just get this the right way up. That's the right way up. Not that it matters. There we go, look. Can you see, look? Now obviously the glue's still wet. So we'll pop that to one side and let that dry. Yeah, we'll pop that to one side and let that dry. And you can see it's just on the raised parts. It's gorgeous. And I'm going to clean this. This is why I suggested doing more than one at a time. So the other good thing is, because my glue is water-based, you know it's going to clean off relatively easily. I'm going to clean the brayer first. This is my dirty, grungy brayer, so it doesn't matter if there's a bit left on it. It does unclick, so you can wash it in the sink if you want to. I'll just put that out of the way. Oh, that there. There you go. Stay. And then let's just get this glue up. Don't do this on your dining table. Make sure you've got a brown craft sheet to do it on. And if I haven't shown you how to do that before, I apologise, because it does look good on 3D embossing folders. That was the chair creaking, by the way, not me. And now my mat's lovely and clean. I'm going to leave that to dry as long as I can. It won't take long for that to dry. I'll get rid of that now so I'm not blinding you with it. I've got, if ever you hear me asking about if you ever hear me looking for my brown craft sheets, just tell me they're on the back of my chair. I've got them all on the back of my chair. Yeah, Linda's saying I've never done that with my glue, but she's done it with the embossing ink, like your Versamark, with embossing powder. Yeah, it's the same sort of thing. It's the same sort of thing, but you can do it with glue, and then all your coloured glitters. The reason I've shown you that, to be honest, is A, it looks stunning on all the 3D embossing folders, but if you're doing Christmas cards, which is what we're going to be starting on relatively soon, if you've got like one the dark red cardstock of mine, what's it called? It's not claret, it's not summer poppy, it's the darker one than that. I'm just looking at my stand at the side. Summer poppy, imperial red, scarlet. If you've got my scarlet cardstock and the embossing folder from last year, the 3D poinsettias, and you've got my red glitter, that technique looks absolutely amazing. Just so you know. Just so you know. I rarely use coloured glitter. The only time I use coloured glitter is if I have a cardstock that either complements it or coordinates with it. I'm not a fan of coloured glitter unless it's on the same coloured cardstock. It's just, again, it's just a personal preference thing. Some people like coloured glitter, some people don't. It's entirely up to you. What didn't I say, Chrissy? I'm trying to watch for more than one conversation. Unsuccessfully, obviously. So let's just build this up. Make sure I've got it the right way up. I do like a top fold card, as you know. So I'm just going to pop that straight on. And then let's just see if this is dried enough. Oh, look at that. It's really tricky to... Oh, there you go. Can you see, look? Oh, it's like all the tips of the foliage and the swirls have been glittered. It's just so pretty. And I'm going to knock most of it off. I should have put the foam tape on first, but there you go. Just remember, don't make it too wet. I did too much water. You only need 3 or 4 sprays with water. If it's too wet, it'll make your cardstock soggy, and nobody wants it soggy. So hopefully the glue's dried enough on this, because I'm just banging it about now, look. But if it's dried enough, the glitter will still be there. All of these 3 new folders are fabulous in positive and negative as well, which is something I always try and think about. The reverse side is a bit of a bonus. Right, let's see if I can do this without knocking all the glitter off. Oh yeah, we've got away with it. Well, when I say we, I mean me, obviously. So these are 3 quick and easy, quick and simple, clean and simple, that's it. I got there in the end. Clean and simple-ish cards for me. This is probably the closest to my normal style because there are more flowers on it, but it is still very simple compared to... Do you know what? This folder looks fabulous. Whichever way you use it, it looks fab. Apologies. So let's just get this on. It's really sparkly. I hope you can see that. So just leave that there for a sec. I'm going to clean up that glitter. I'm absolutely covered in it. So not only have we got a glittery ring, we've got other things. Right, so I've got my little sentiment banner here. This is from the Charmed Flags and Banners. And I'm just going to get my little sentiment stamps again. The ones that I had before, but I want to make this an anniversary card if I can find them. Not that one. Oh, would you add them in either? Oh, here we are. This is going to be an anniversary card. So this is going to be the opposite way on to the card that I did earlier. So same, very peri. But this time I'm going to stamp on the left side. I am making this into an anniversary card. Whether this is straight or not remains to be seen. Sugar. So we'll use the other side. Ah, I need to cut another. Let me just cut another one, everybody. Because it's not quite right. Not quite right. Bit like me. It's not quite right. I felt it rock as soon as I stamped it. Right, let's try this one. Let's try again. Right, let's try again. You can see this one's a little bit flatter. Why is it so wet? Will I get away with that? No, I don't think so. No, sorry, I need to do another. That must be a very juicy ink pad. But it's got to be right. Maybe too much ink. So let me just test it. Maybe I'm adding too much ink. Yeah, Linda's saying got lots of coloured glitter. I only really like coloured glitter. That's better. I think I was just pressing it too hard. I've flooded that H, I think. I only really like coloured glitter on coloured cardstock. Oh, there we go. I'd flooded the... I've done it again. I've flooded the stamp. Let's just see if I can get away with it. I'm not messing about all night. That'll do. That'll do, at least you can read it. Oh, that's not got glue on it, has it? No. Right, here we go. Pop this on, and then we are good to go. Do you think I'll get away with that? You know where that just went, don't you? My love, I'm not going to swear. I'm not cutting another one, but I'm determined to get this right. Oh, would you believe it? Would you believe it? Right, it's 10:02, so I'm running out of time. Let's just see if I can get this straight, because it's not straight stamping. Hang on. We're getting there, slowly but surely. Happy anniversary. That's better. I'm happy now, I'm happy. Right, so this is just now a matter of putting this card together, which is relatively easy. And then we can look at all three side by side. So, flowers first, as always. So the biggest one. And then working our way down. This is the biggest of the cards that I've made tonight. And I think this is actually an 8x8. I didn't measure it for you. It is. It's an 8x8, this one. Oh, is it, Chrissy? So let's just get this on. So it's always a bit tricky when you're putting flowers on without a frame or a guide. So just go with the flow and trust your instinct for this. So I'm finishing off, look, with the small one at the top. Yeah. And then the leaves are going on next. You already know where the sentiment's going because it's similar to what I did on the last card. And it's really, really easy to do that way. And this is also a card that really, it showcases your embossing folders of, and B, it allows you to use all your scraps of card because it's making the most of all your bits. So the flowers and the foliage and everything that I've stuck on this card was cut from the scraps from the other demos that we've done. So I'm going to pop the sentiment in next. We haven't got the purple background for this, but I don't think it matters. I could have given it the purple background, but I'm not. Or the bluebell background. Tuck that underneath. Put that on top. I do like the leaves to just be on top. There we go. Just making sure it's straight. Yep. And then we'll finish off now by just chucking in these little bluebell wood extra bits of whimsy foliage. So this is just to break up the whiteness in the background. And you can do as much or as little as you like. One of my favourite words has turned into oops. And I've trained myself to say oops rather than the alternative. I'm faffing with that little thing now because it's not going where it's supposed to. There we go. Right, here we go. Last few bits. So just make sure if you use two close together that they are opposite directions. So it's not all the same direction. And I've just got two more to put on. And then I'll show you the embossing folders again, and then we'll put all three next to each other so I can show you all three cards next to each other. Almost done. Last one, which is just a little bit underneath there. And then I think we can all agree that these embossing folders are fabulous. Right, so just make sure I'm still, well, it's not me, but make sure the folder and the sentiment is still straight. And there we go. So demo number 3, which is the closest to what I normally do, but it's still very, very clean and simple. Very easy to do. The background with the embossing folder is what's doing all the work. There is nothing on there that is not achievable easily. Let's just put that there, put that there, put that there, and I'll bring that in and show you. This is now obviously a full freestanding card because we've made it into a card. And that is your demo number 3. It is straight. There we go. And then if I just wiggle that so you can see now, oh my word, look at that. Imagine that done with different coloured inks before you glitter it as well. How stunning is that? So the design team will share some of their samples in the Facebook group straight after the live. I'm going to quickly just remind you of the embossing folders. So you can order straight after the live. I'm going to tell you now that we know it's going to be busy for these, so don't say I didn't warn you. So you can order from tonight, and we are dispatching straight away. So I'm going to show you these in order. So I'll pop that to one side. So demo number 1 was with the Leafy Flourish, the new Leafy Flourish 3D embossing folder. And that was demo number 1 with the Leafy Flourish. There we go. I'll put that there. And that is your folder, and that is how it looks in white cardstock and how it looks in our rose gold mirror card. So that's the first one. The second demo was with the Sumptuously Quilted, which looks like a big block on the printing, but it obviously isn't. And that is your Sumptuously Quilted. That's a really good angle to show you that look. In white cardstock, and then again in the rose gold mirror card. You can just see how padded that is, can't you? It's stunning. And that was the second folder. And this was the card I made with Sumptuously Quilted. So that's the Sumptuously Quilted folder and the demo made with it. And then the last one was your Rococo Elegance, which is the one that I've just used. And that is it in white cardstock. And that is it in the rose gold mirror card. It's stunning. I don't think it's going to matter which kind of cardstock you use. And that was the card with the glue, the brayer and the glue to highlight the higher points. There we go. The higher points of this gorgeous Rococo Elegance embossing folder. So they are your 3 cards from tonight. All easy to do. All made fabulous because of the embossing folders, I've got to be honest. And it's super easy to do. So there you go. So as ever, I'll just do a couple of quick recaps before I go. So if you are watching on YouTube and you haven't yet subscribed, please do. If you're not watching on YouTube and you still haven't yet subscribed, please do. You can find us on YouTube called Crafting with Phill Martin. If you are already on there, please make sure you've given me a thumbs up. Even if you don't like it, just give me a thumbs up. You can like and follow our Sentimentally Yours Facebook page, our Honeypot Crafts Facebook page, which is our shop. And you will find me on Instagram, the shop on Instagram, and me on TikTok. So there's no live from Saz tomorrow night because she's away to Caravan. But I will be live again next week. For those of you that haven't yet, please do join us in our Facebook group. So just search on Facebook for Crafting with Phill Martin and Sentimentally Yours. And come and join us in there for lots more fun and giggles and inspiration. So go and get your embossing folders. They should be live on the website now. They will be in the new arrivals June section. And I will take photos of these at some point tomorrow and pop them in our Facebook group for you to see. But aren't they pretty, all in the same colourway as well? Isn't that lovely? Thank you very much. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope you've learned something, and I hope you love the folders as much as I do. Oh, let's just see if I can catch it. Oh, my Facebook's gone funny. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. I'm glad you like them. Oh, good. I'm glad you like them. Thank you very much. So enjoy the rest of your evening, everybody, and I've got some news for you in the Facebook group shortly, once I've made a fresh coffee. And then I will see you all next Monday evening for another new release, sneak peek. And remember, these are early, so you're getting them earlier than everybody else. So thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.